taken many years ago. It's another one taken. Colony Bridge. Yeah. That is an elephant. I don't know what plant it is, but it was like 2 years in the trunk. And we come to this one. This is the Endurance. 1982, we had a battle with Argentina and Falklands. The Endurance was the first ship to report that the Argentinians had attacked the Falklands, and she rescued 2 Navy photographers in South Georgia Island. And then, when the war was over, she came back into Chatham. She was going to be scrapped before the war happened, and after that they realised they still needed her. And she came in to Chatham Dockyard. She came past Sheerness, and I had permission to get into Sheerness docks and take a picture of her as she came past. What I didn't realise at the time was the helicopter. I didn't see it because she came through quite fast, and all the other boats were welcoming her home. I like this one. I wrote to the Chatham Dockyard and said I'd had a picture they might be interested in. They said yes. So what I did, I had printed on this slide, I had it heat sealed, framed, and I took it up to the Endurance. I had the day with the captain and crew. I had lunch with the captain and crew. I toured the ship, and I've got a couple of prints here. One of the Endurance, taken by the naval photographer. Also 2 of me presenting to Captain Barker. He's dead now, but Captain Barker, so it was a shame. But that, I did 180 prints of that, of varying sizes, but everybody wanted one. Some wanted a big one, others wanted sort of a 7x5 or something. But that is again something that you can't take again.
Don't you look young
That's down near Canterbury.
Get your coat off and you pull.
You should see the picture that Greg took of me. I looked much younger there. He did an awful lot of work on it. That's, I think, Patrick's boy, if I remember rightly. And these are out at Bayham Abbey. That one's not really quite a full one. I think he's about 20 something now. This one's done very well. It's been in the KCPA. It also went in the colour group, annual exhibition of George. He used to be a stuntman, he's a cripple now. You see, you often see him around in the wheelchair. Well, most of that thing, but that it was. Next door over, his daughter. She is also getting married next year.
Does she need a photographer, Arthur? Does she need a photographer?
I don't know. She gets married. She's a school teacher now, and she lives in West. Please a club evening, please. She lives in Chester. She's going to get married at Chester Racecourse, right? That's down at yeah. This is Ken. He was a club member at one time, I remember rightly. That's Margaret. She's an interesting lady. This is Bruce, which we had him in the club to model for us. It's been quite This is Bosun, I called him. He was Queen Branch in Bali on a weekend and managed to wangle a weekend in Bali. She was selling shells, which I didn't buy, but I did pay her a few rupiahs just to sit for me, pose for me. That's one of the pussycats we had. That was Jezreel, Vanessa. Lovely little cat. And a dog. A friend of mine had. He's a shelter, I'm not sure. But never had a dog. We had a couple of cats. We've still got 2 cats, but not these 2. That was Jason. This is my son. This is Frisbee. Yeah, this is one someone asked me to take. No idea whose cat it was, so I can't remember now. But it was quite comfortable sitting there having a picture taken. You might recognise this one. Where's he hiding?
Is that not you, Ross?
No.
No, Richard.
Richard.
James.
He's hiding.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Wow.
That was Richard when you had hair and a beard.
We'll keep that one in.
Yeah, okay. This is Lord Kingsdown. I knew him many, many years ago, and I did some photography at Princeton Church, which is local. And I got to know him, and when we get on to the portraits, I'll tell you a bit more then about him. This was taken with Vincent Pauline at their house, where they had a sort of studio. This was an official one taken for the Fabrisham Now. This is Bob Ogley. Now, you may or may not know Bob Ogley. He's an author, runs Profit Publications out at Sevenoaks Way. He's written several books on Kent. He also wrote a book on the Big Storm, which is 1987, was it, when all the trees came down. And went out to his place with Vincent Pauline and took some pictures. He would wear a white shirt, unfortunately. You may know him, you may not see it on the book there, but he is the stepfather of Jerome. Now, you know Lobson and Jerome. They made a recording, they've done television programmes. He is the stepfather of Jerome. The book there is a book, Lobson and Jerome. So he sat for me, we went out there and photographed him. This is a young lady who used to, her parents, her father, we used to hire it up for about a tenner and use it as a portrait studio, and then the Red Cross sold it off. And it's now a private house again, so in fact we lost out on that. Anyway, Gordon has unfortunately passed on now, so my portrait days are... This was with Vincent Pauline. This is Gordon, the one that we worked together. That's it. £1. Really? Yeah, the £1.
Big laugh, man.
This was taken, Bob Conway, who's a member now, he had a studio down Preston Street at one time. This was taken at a studio. I've no idea who she is, but yeah, there was a hat there, and Oh, we saw one of this earlier, but this one went into the town of Gilman. Brian, he was a club member, London taxi driver. He also was worked at number 10, so we had a direct link to the Prime Minister. Used to hear a few things. That's the young lady you saw earlier when you saw the two portraits of them together. And this is the one of Lord Kingsdown in his garter robes. They don't keep these, by the way, they are under security. I don't know how valuable they are, they must be very, very valuable. And the robes and that come down when they're going to the Windsor, one meeting a year they have at Windsor with the Queen and the rest of them. And when he dressed, we get this on, I had to dress him these because no way they have a dresser, no way can he tie them to keep the chain on his own, so I sort of had to help him. But he's very, he had one of the, this one, and one of the one been standing in Lord Lieutenant uniform. He got those two framed in his house at Surrey Hill. Oh, this was the chap that used to keep him there. This was the conductor of the Orpheus Choir in Sittingbourne, and that was a friend of mine. This is one that Vincent Pauling and I think we brought her down to the club. If you remember the one probably very back early, it was won the KCPA Premier Award of George, black and white, with his hands on his head playing, well, he wasn't playing chess, but he got his hands on the chair. This is George now. He also is dead, but this was George in his much later years. This is called it Old Time, I can't remember his name, but there he's a member, wasn't he?
So was right with Robin. Where is he?
Can you recognise that one?
Yeah.
Your mum?
My mum.
Oh, club evening portrait. But there you're going to get them all up, Pam, are you?
No, he's got to stay down.
This was another one of my best man. And we have member of the club of which I was a member. And finally another one of the mayor. So that was a set of portraits, there's 20 of those altogether there. And I think we're going to have a job getting these in here, but still. That is the Dyer's Company and main entrance. That painting there is a Peter Scott bird painting, which of course are worth a fortune. But these companies are most of them are very, very cooperative. And let me wander around. This is the Sadler's Company. That one will go there, okay. I know this one is a barber surgeons because you've got up here the axes, because in those days barbers were also the surgeons. So that Trouble was, a lot of the halls were damaged during the Great Fire. Some of them were lost. Some of them survived that and got damaged in the course of the Blitz. This is Pewter's Hall, set up for, well, it's going to be set up for a meal. Again, not easy picking up doing the lighting there. Black and white's fine, but when you start using colour, of course, you get colour cards. This is Stationers' Hall, where of course all newspapers these days are still registered at Stationers' Hall, and this is Caxton showing his first print off the press to the King and Queen. It's the great window in Stationers' Hall. Saddler's Company again, as you can see, Saddles. That is not a green door. It's what happens with fluorescent light. Fluorescent light photographs green. And there's a fluorescent opening there. The light behind is a fluorescent, and consequently it photographs green. There's nothing you can do about it. Could do now, change it over to digital, but it's not. Real photography. Mercer's Hall. Problem with these is when you're doing it, you're doing a long exposure. So what you do, you switch these off, set up, switch these back on for say a second or 2 seconds, and switch them off again and do the rest of your picture. But the problem is, when the switches are somewhere like over there, where you want to take the photograph, makes life rather difficult. And I hope you've enjoyed it. For sure, I've got 3 things in my hall that I'm very proud of. That is the Associate Certificate, the Fellowship Certificate, both hanging up there framed, and also a letter from the club giving me honorary life membership. And I'll parish them, I'm the only second one that's ever had that. Stan's wife was the first. Stan Coward. She had life membership. And I've got honorary life membership of the club, so I don't have to pay anything for my But that's about it. Have a leave much for it if you want to have a look when the lights go up. 10 o'clock, so that's not bad.
Arthur, could I just ask one question? Looking back over your long and incredibly talented career, absolutely amazing, I'm sure everyone would agree with me with that. Are there any pictures that got away from you? Did you look back and think, oh, if only? Any particular images?
Yeah, the ones I took in Goldsmith Hall, I wasn't happy with. They got away, and I wrote to him again, and he said, well, we'll think about it, and I never heard him on that one. But most people are very cooperative, to let me in, and as I say, the House of Lords, I just wandered around, and I think it was the yeoman usher of Black Road, he came up to me and said, oh, Mr. Page, I said, yeah, he said, how are you doing? I said, all right. He said, you quite happy doing what you want? I said, yeah, that was it, running around the House of Lords. We've got no taste in that home. It was